Super Mario Maker 2 has been a blast so far, but I'm sure you have ran into some complications when it came to at least the Maker side, and especially under the 3D World style. And yes, there's lots of problems with this style that doesn't seem to flesh out the main game like the other 4 styles do. So I'm actually going to talk to you guys about some of the biggest problems with 3D World and some problems that you might be having yourself. And if I've missed any type of problems that this style has, please let me know in the comments below so we can point them out for the next one. And as well as any other problems that any other style has, so that way we can make a video regarding the entire game as a whole. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, the first thing I want to point out is the background platforms. Now, in each style, you get many different choices for these, and I think like 3 different ones in each style, where you can customize and even make a level look different if you want. Well, not in 3D World, because each background, you only get one thing to choose from, and 70% of the time, it's a caged fence. I mean, seriously, 7 out of the 10 themes, you'll get a caged fence. Every now and then, you'll get something special, like in the Ghost House, a bookshelf, and in the desert, some type of rock mountain, or even in the regular theme, a kind of picket fence type of thing, but the rest are just fences. Literally, there's a fence for the underwater thing, which doesn't make sense whatsoever, and it just gets bland, and there's no way to really decorate a level with just a fence. There's no way to really block off sections or trap people with spikes, because in the other game styles, the spikes are smaller and they work kind of like platforms that you can place down, but these spikes are just one big block, and it's kind of hard to make certain segments work with these giant oversized blocks. But that's not the only problem. Let's say you set up a puzzle in one of the areas simply just to cross over a spike gap. Well, the fact that it's a red and a blue spike trap, you can easily switch them on and off with this switch of a button, but that's what affects it so much, because you'll then go into the next room and find out, oh wait, you switched the button and it affects this room still, and once again the spikes will be lowered and there will be no point to even have that spike block there. Now, there's a yellow spike block which is set on a timer and not triggered by a button, but even that still doesn't do me justice. I just want a spike block that stays spiked at all times, and there's nothing like that in the game. Clear pipes are an absolutely awesome addition to Super Mario Maker 2, but it doesn't do it justice to the original source material, where in Super Mario 3D World, the pipes were interlocked, and you could shoot out one end and then out the other, and you could, like, the pipes were connected, but you can't do any of that in Mario Maker 2. You cannot connect pipes or put anything together in a weird way, or even have them overlap in any type of way, which also brings me to the next one. You can't place the pipes in the background or behind structures at all. Instead, it would go right through the terrain and mess up your whole level, which would be really cool to just get the pipe to transfer Mario wherever he needs to go, but keep the pipe in the background so that it doesn't mess with the foreground objects, but you can't do that. Now to talk about the Goombas. So for some odd reason, you can't stack Goombas up in this game style, and it's actually kind of weird considering the fact that in Super Mario 3D World itself, Goombas were stacked in towers in multiple stages, so it's kind of weird to see them here not able to do that. As soon as you stack them up, they feel like they click together, they feel like they're connecting, and then you let go, and they all fall apart, which is kind of confusing. And another thing that really bothers me with the Goombas is you can't turn them into cat Goombas, where that's kind of their own premise in Super Mario 3D World, where they can have their little cat paws, they can swipe at you, and they can even do a little fly if they want to, which is so weird that they couldn't add that, because it is a direct callback to Super Mario 3D World, and it just really confuses me. Remember the Hop Chops? Well, you probably don't know them by name, but they're the little spring guys that turn into enemies when you go near them, but pretty much there's no transformation with these guys, meaning they don't start off as a regular trampoline, and they don't turn into a regular trampoline once you hit them, which can be kind of frustrating if you have a level surrounded by his mechanics. So if you want to get up to a high level, but you accidentally destroy him because he's coming to attack you, that's your first instinct, is to defeat him with either a cat swipe or some other type of item, then you lose your chance to get up into that high platform, and it could really make or break a level, and it should just transform into the regular trampoline like it does in Super Mario 3D World. One of the things that messed with me the most was the Magic Koopa, because I wanted to create a Breath of the Wild stage where the tower was surrounded by Wizzrobes, which were going to be the Magic Koopas. But guess what? The Magic Koopas can't fly like the Wizzrobes, but they fly in every single Mario game. So I said, let me just add some wings to them, and I think everything would be okay. But the wings don't even really add anything to them at all. And in fact, nothing. All it does is give their powers some type of wings, and that does nothing either. They don't even follow you, or it doesn't come to you or anything. It just flies by you. So I really don't understand what the wings are for. But then I said, hold on, let me try again and let me add a parachute. But guess what? The parachute doesn't do anything either, but makes them slowly float down. And I just cannot get the Magic Koopa to fly, which is to me a weird problem. Now I think all you guys knew this one was coming. The stupid Koopa car. There's no way to put the Koopa car down without putting a Koopa Troopa inside, which does not work. I don't always want to have to kill a Koopa Troopa to take his car. Just give me your car, dude. But But anyways, if you put him inside this little platform area like I did here, he just crashes into the wall and breaks his car. So you have to hurry up and grab him, but not only when you get in the car, you get to just drive away. No, you got to turn the car around because for some odd, extremely strange reason, he faces to the left, which is like 99% of the time you're going right. So I don't understand that mechanic at all. Here's another minor one, but there's no 3D bonsai build in cat form, meaning that they can't chase you from the background like they do in that train level from Super Mario 3D World. Now that's not a big problem, but it would be really cool to have something chasing you from the background into the foreground. The only way currently to kind of make this work is when it comes into the foreground, you can swipe it with Cat Mario and he'll shoot off in a horizontal direction, but that's about it. Now another one that makes me really mad and messed up a lot of my levels was this stupid warp box. Now let's say for instance you need to get a key. You get the key from the coin, you jump in the warp box, and then you make it to the door. Now that's great and dandy and everything, but what if you just missed the coin? What if the coin was hard to find and you were supposed to get the coin, but you just didn't get it for some reason? So you jump through the box and you find out, oh shoot, I'm trapped because I didn't grab that coin, and then the warp box disappears. You can't go back to find the coin, it's gone, you have no chance. This is just a dumb mechanic, and it can break so many levels just because people may not know that this is a thing. Now, like outside of the cloud blocks, there's actually cloud platforms that you can place down, but they all move. There's no way to make them stationary to just sit there and you can climb up them. Nope, you gotta make them move. And it kind of messes up some level designs I had, like the giant tower of Bowser that I was making. You can't just put clouds around the tower to just stand still. They have to be moving. Now, like I know you're gonna say, you can just use the cloud blocks, but to me, it's just not the same. I just don't like the appearance of them, and I don't like the way they function, how you have to put, you know, one block down in each grid. I just like the cloud platforms, and there should be a way to make them stationary in one area. The blinking blocks, they just blink too slow. There's no way to change the beat, increase the pattern, you know, decrease it. There's nothing you can do to change the way this works, and it's just so unbelievably slow. Yes, you can make some difficult puzzles with them, but still, I just don't like the way that you cannot customize these things whatsoever, and it just falls bland to me. Now let's look at some other key tools that 3D World does not have but the other styles do, and one of those is the one-way walls. These things are incredibly useful to stopping players from cheesing levels or doing things they're not supposed to do, and the fact that it's not in 3D World is just weird because these one-way walls, they never appeared in any original game, and this was all just came to Mario Maker, so it's really weird that they couldn't just throw that in 3D World because it's not really a hard concept and a hard tool to add. The claw mechanic is a really cool new addition to the game, and once again, it is an addition that has never appeared in the original game, so why couldn't they just thrown it in 3D World? It's kind of weird that that couldn't make the cut, because I really like the swinging claws, and they add for a wide variety of options. Which leads me to my next one is, why is there no tracks? Once again, a track wasn't really something that appeared in a lot of old school Mario games, but it's something that's really easy to implement into a stage. It's so simple, throw some tracks down and have some things move on it. And that is just mind-blowing to me that 3D World didn't have that at all. And it's just like that was a key feature that could have been added to make levels even more dynamic. And last but not least, as you saw the sun there, you could probably guess what I'm going with next, is there's no day and night cycles, which absolutely sucks. The new implementation of the night themes in this game is amazing, that each theme has its own night variant with its cool little perks to it. And the fact that you can't add that in 3D World destroys my heart. Now, I understand maybe you don't want to add the sun. I still don't really understand because it's, once again, another easy thing to just throw in the game. He just moves back and forth across the stage. But if you don't want to add the sun, okay, but let us play with night themes. And to me, it just comes off as lazy work that Nintendo just did not want to design night stages because they had to hurry up and pump this game out along with the 3D style. So I just don't really understand why there was not night themes. There are night themes of these variants in 3D World. You know, there is night stages all over the game. There's a night forest, there's a night jungle. So it's just really weird to me that that wasn't added. And well guys, that is all the things I have for you today. If I have hit home with a lot of these problems that you guys may have been having, let me know down in the comments below. And if I've missed some, let me know in the comments below. But as well, and as always, let me know if there's any other game style problems that you come across so that I can make other videos on it and I can actually help you guys with these problems, because if I point these out, lots of you guys will prevent from making these mistakes in your Mario Maker 2 levels. But I thank you guys for tuning in today, and I love the 3D World style, trust me. I love to play with it. I think it's one of the most fun game styles to play when done right, but as a maker and from the maker standpoint, it really isn't that fun with the tool set and the limited tool set you have at hand. But thank you guys for tuning in today, and I will see you in the next one. See you guys.
Yeah.